it seems like the system itself auto-flagged some stuff and triggered the yellow icon, and then someone manually reviewed it, supposedly a human at YouTube, and we're like, yeah, there's enough censors in this, you can get away with it.
No, yeah, you already doing chat, He's drawing attention to the broken system at YouTube. The broken system that affects everybody of every fucking color. I'm not a racist for pointing that out. You guys wonder right now, why are you going so gung-ho on this? Why were you going so gung-ho on this from the start? Because I knew from the start, while I was reacting to the first video, the Cory video, I already foresaw the future. I already foresaw the comments. I already foresaw the Twitter rats coming and calling me a racist for simply disagreeing with a black man saying that YouTube is racist. It's not racist. It's objectively not racist. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BusterLIVE show live. How the f are we doing tonight? Boys and girls, that is right. We are here to address the racism allegations live. A lot of people are saying that your boy BusterLIVE is a racist for having the opinion on the CoryxKenshin situation that I do. Shocking, I know. But I'm here to disprove all of that today. I'm here to show that there's other white creators being, mildly less outspoken than I am, but agreeing with my general point in this situation. Jacksepticeye being one of those people, hence why he's in the thumbnail of the stream.
Make another video on this topic because some things have changed in the background since the last time, and I've met with my YouTube rep in the meantime to kind of talk about some of the issues that I brought up in my video and to talk in general about feedback for YouTube and various other things that have been going on, because the whole internet seems to have been rallying against YouTube on their own platform in the last week because of all the videos that have been coming out, and it's become sort of a trend to talk about it and kind of get your gripes out of the way, which I think is great. I think that that's how change gets made, because otherwise it just kind of gets lost and then no one ever talks about it again. As we see with a lot of these topics, they trend very quickly and then they die off very quickly. So I wanted to kind of keep pressure on in a little bit of a way, but also explain some context for some things that have happened since then.
I just want to give a little bit of a spoiler here, and I know a lot of people, even in me saying this, if they're watching the video after I post this video, they're not going to believe me. But just watch, throughout this video, Jacksepticeye is constantly, he says he's going to apply pressure, but he's not applying pressure in the way that a lot of people think. Even from first glance, you would think that this video is just Jacksepticeye being like, YouTube, I agree with CoryxKenshin and all the racism. But then when you start to watch the video, you're like, oh, he hasn't mentioned race yet. And then you get halfway through and you're like, oh, he hasn't mentioned race yet? And then you get 3/4 through and you're like, oh, he hasn't mentioned race yet? And then you get all the way through and you're like, oh, he hasn't mentioned race yet, right? You know what I mean, chat? Okay, but I'm not even joking. That's literally how it goes. All right, I'm gonna have to turn the gain down like a lot in post on that one.
And because we did the videos initially because of Cory's video, and I wanted to make sure that his message was heard, and also to bring up some other issues that I think YouTube had and to give some sort of feedback in that regard. And since then, Marco uploaded a video called the Try Not to Get Age Restricted Challenge, which was a game that he recorded like months ago, but now just so happened to fit right into the stuff that was going on. So it was it was perfect timing for that. And then I had an eye tracker video that I was trying to get out and tried to get greenlit for a while that was proving troublesome, which I knew it would. But that I also did that video then as well, and also called it the Try Not to Get Age Restricted Challenge, just to kind of like poke some buttons and like kick a hornet's nest at it in a way and kind of like test the...
I gotta say right now, this is completely unrelated to the video, but why is it that big YouTubers just don't give a fuck about their sound quality once they, like, I swear 10 million is the mark where they're like, okay, now I have to make my mic quality worse. Like, you guys can listen to my audio right now. Even when I fucking scream into my mic like I did before, I got better audio, like better actual quality audio than Jacksepticeye does in this video. What is this echo?
Systems in a way. And I will say, since that video went up, Okay, I'll give context on the video because I did in the last one, but in case you don't know, I recorded the eye tracker video, obviously with the intent of kind of like pushing the boundaries of what the system was going to allow. That wasn't the whole point of the video in the first place. I just wanted to see what I could do and then make it a fun video and kind of like react to the salacious stuff in it and make it entertaining that way. But we had to censor it so much because it kept coming back saying that it was flagged and it was not suitable for advertisers. And I was like, you know what, that's absolutely fair. There's a lot of like nudity in it. I had to censor a lot of it. A lot of it is still implied. So there was a lot of stuff in it that I knew. I was even like willing to bite the bullet on it and say, okay, maybe we'll just upload this video and not have it be monetizable, and it'll just be a fun video that people can watch. But we kept trying anyway, and then one day Trey was working on an edit of it to try and get some more censors in it to see what we could get away with, and I was just like, you know what, let me appeal this one first. And then when I appealed it, 2 days went by and it came back and it said it was manually reviewed and that it was given the green light. So it got the green icon instead of the yellow one, meaning it was suitable for advertisers. And I thought, okay, great. It seems like the system itself auto-flagged some stuff and triggered the yellow icon, and then someone manually reviewed it, supposedly a human at YouTube, and we're like, yeah, there's enough censors in this, you can get away with it.
No, yeah, you hear what he's doing, chat? You hear what he's doing, chat? You hear what he's doing, chat? He's drawing attention to the broken system at YouTube. The broken system that affects everybody of every fucking color. I'm not a racist for pointing that out. You guys wonder right now, why are you going so fucking gung-ho on this? Why were you going so gung-ho on this from the start? Because I fucking knew from the start, while I was reacting to the fucking first video, the Cory video, I already foresaw the future. I already foresaw the comments. I already foresaw the fucking Twitter rats coming and calling me a racist for simply disagreeing with a black man. Disagreeing, what is that? Disagreeing with a black man saying that YouTube is racist. It's not fucking racist. It's objectively not racist. Like, everybody deals with this. Everybody in these comments lately are seeming to, somehow conveniently seeming to miss the fact that everybody of every fucking race deals with this shit. It's not just black people. If it was, I would say it's racist. But it's not just black people. So it's not racist by any stretch of the imagination.
With it, and then it was greenlit, and then I uploaded the video and called it the Try Not to Get Age Restricted challenge. Since then, it hasn't been age restricted, but it did get flagged again, which is part of the problem that I said, and I knew uploading it that was a potential that was going to happen, and that was a reason kind of why I uploaded it again anyway after that appeal and didn't try and censor it any further, because I was like, let's just see if my theory holds water that it can get greenlit by someone at YouTube, and then it can get flagged again later.
So from the sounds of it, basically what YouTube has set up, and this is just a theory. I will say, I will be the first one to admit, it's just a theory. I'm not saying I know this. But what it sounds like, this is what I assume to be the most likely scenario, okay? YouTube has their bots, they literally send their bots out onto YouTube, onto the fucking network where all the videos are uploaded, and these bots are constantly just roaming around all over the place looking for fucking swears, n-words, f-slurs, anything that's limited, like bad for advertisers, anything like that. And I feel like the said bots are able to, you know, go over the same video twice, because in this situation, Jacksepticeye had the video limited, and then it was greenlit after review, and then it got limited again after by a bot. So it can happen over and over and over again. It can happen to anybody of any race. It can happen with an age restriction happening, and then a video getting taken down, and then another age restriction happening after the video is appealed and put back up, and then the video gets taken down again, and then you can kick up a stink on Twitter, and then 12 hours later, they'll put the video back up without you even appealing it, and they'll just do it themselves, and you're only a 1.3K channel. Yeah, that's a real story. That's what I went through. It's a fucked system. It's not discriminatory. It's not discriminatory. Sorry, fucking AIDS with my vocabulary right now. It's not discriminatory. It doesn't choose, you know, big YouTubers or small YouTubers. It doesn't pick medium YouTubers. It doesn't choose how it's fucked up. It's just fucked up. But I'm racist. I'm just a racist. I'm just a racist, dude. You know, I'm just a racist, white supremacist, Nazi, fucking any other word you can use, any other buzzword for a racist you can use. And all I did was explain the fact that the shit affects everybody. You know what I mean? It's like saying poverty in North America is racist because down in the US it affects more black people than it does white people, and it's like, well, that's not racist though. That affects everybody. You could say the systems that are built that you could say the systems that make it so that is the case, that could be racist, because that's not. But there's a whole conversation to be had about that. I'm not even gonna get into it. You guys know what I mean, though. Let's start a BusterLIVE hate page. I fucking dare you, purple guy. I'll demolish you. It's true, you white. There's no way this guy's a real human being. This isn't AI in chat. This is literally an AI in chat. This Hemi James guy. Like, this is a YouTube bot. This is one of the YouTube bots I'm talking about.
And I brought this up to my rep yesterday because that inconsistency and saying like, well, it said someone reviewed it, and now it's saying that someone manually reviewed it again, and it wasn't deemed viable for YouTube. And I was like, why is that a thing? And obviously he doesn't have all the answers either. And again, I absolutely love my YouTube rep. He's always fighting in our corner and trying his best for the creators. So I don't want anybody out there at YouTube to ever like get mad at him. But some of the stuff obviously can't be told to me because you can't give over the keys to the kingdom. They also don't know 100% how the algorithm works and what it's chasing and everything.
And if you think about it, that makes sense. That makes sense that even the people that work at YouTube don't know how the algorithm works. I'm sure that there may be some. I'm sure. Okay, here's my theory. I'm gonna give a couple theories probably in this video because that's all you can really do when talking about the algorithm. My theory is that literally nobody knows how the algorithm works exactly and the complexities that come with it and the problems that could come with it as well. My theory is that literally nobody knows about this shit. There may be some people that work with the algorithm, that that help engineer the algorithm and stuff like that, that may know a little bit more than other people. But I don't think anybody really knows how that shit works. You know what I mean? Oh my god, what a fucking freeze frame on Sean, dude. Holy shit. Actually, 1 second, chat. I'm getting a call. Give me 1 second. Alright, chat, we're back. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate you. You're all fucking legendary motherfuckers. Jab says, I need to make money. And Elmo says, then get a job. Facts. Then work. Get the fucking bag, brother. No, honestly, you need to, I think what Jab should do, I think what you should do, Jab, is honestly just go work like a minimum wage job and do the shit that you can do in your free time. You're younger. You got a lot of fucking energy. You got like a lot more energy than you know, people. You got a lot of energy when you're young. Okay, go get a job. All right, go get a minimum wage job. Pull in a $2,000 paycheck. Because wherever you live, you know, I'd say national average minimum wage is closer to $2,000 a month at this point. Go make a fucking bag. Go make a fucking bag, Jab. I know you got it. I know you got it in you. You'll find a way to do it. You know, I don't encourage people to just get stuck in the 9-to-5 when they're older, but fucking grind that 9-to-5 shit when you're young, man. Go apply at McDonald's. Make $15 an hour. Do that shit, man. Get the fucking shit you need. You can't be in my chat saying you need to make money and be in people's Twitter replies saying PayPal me $35. You can't be doing that. That's not going to get you where you want. You want to be where you want to be, Jab? Do the fucking work, man. Come on, brother. All right. Brando Buster. Why did I just say Brando Buster? That is a very old username of mine. What the fuck, chat? Oh, that's a trip down memory lane, that's for sure. Okay, BusterLIVE rant. BusterLIVE motivational speech over. Let's get back into this video. Brando Buster? Why the fuck did I say that shit? That's crazy.
It's probably good that
Don't look that up. Don't look that up on YouTube. I have some embarrassing shit under that name. Okay, not like embarrassing, like, oh, you're gonna find like my you know, internet history sort of embarrassing, but like some like young BusterLIVE footage.
Don't know that, because then you can just game the system way too easily.
Don't look that up,
and that brings up a whole mess of
I don't
problems
remember
as
the
well.
password. I can't delete those videos.
And
I should flag them.
I think what's happening, which I mentioned in the last video, is that users flagging videos is...
That's so much... Oh my god, that's such crazy timing.
It can be abused really easily.
I could literally, that's such a great supporting argument to that, man. That's such a great supporting argument to that. I could literally just go and false flag my old videos on that old channel that I posted videos to back in like 2015, and they would be taken down without a doubt. That is so funny. That's such good timing. I'm sorry, chat. I'm having the best time of my fucking life right now.
I said it before that the Corridor Digital channel
great.
got hacked, and then they got mass reported for being hacked because the audience wanted YouTube to know, hey, it's hacked, can you give it back to them? But what ends up happening then is that the system is like, oh, it's mass reported, something's going on.
Guys, I want you to go to the Buster YouTube channel. It doesn't have a YouTube, doesn't have a profile picture, okay? Green background, light green background, and a B as the profile picture. It's just the default one. It has a couple of really low quality gameplay videos uploaded to it. I want you to go ahead and mass report that channel, okay? Because that's a piece of shit human being that's done horrible things like criticize me on the internet. And I'd like it if you would go mob that channel and get them taken down, get them deplatformed, please, chat. I would really appreciate it. They hurt my feelings, and that's not okay. If you guys value the BusterLIVE channel whatsoever, you will crusade against this channel. This imposter, Brando Buster. And yeah, that'll be that.
Removes the whole channel. And I wondered how abusive that could be. And another good example of this is that Evelyn uploaded the mortuary assistant. It got flagged for the self-harm sort of themes that were in it, as did I. But after that, I think because users were flagging videos a lot, she started getting emails from YouTube being like, are you okay? Are you self-harming? Are you suicidal? Things like that. So
that's so weird. And that's just what I'm saying about the algorithm and the bots. It's weird how it works. We don't know how it works. I don't think people at YouTube know how it works. So it's absolutely not just targeting black people. And the crazy thing is I feel like so many people watching this would be like, well, of course, it's not just targeting black people only. Like, it's not just like this has only ever happened to black people. I feel like most people would be able to admit that. You guys would be surprised, though, man. A lot of the comments coming in are like, it's only affecting black people. It is racist. It's blatant racism, and you're being racist for saying otherwise. And I'm like, there's no way people actually believe those words, right? But they do. But they really do.
So it's hard to know exactly what's going on behind the scenes and why these things are happening. But what I'm trying to boil this down to, sorry, I'm getting so rambly. My thoughts are...
It's a hard thing to discuss and break down because it is completely unknown. And that's why he's getting all fumbled here. I even get fumbled when I'm trying to talk about it, but like, even with the limited knowledge that we all do have as creators on the algorithm and stuff like that, we should know that it isn't a race issue and that it affects everybody. Holy fuck, this is like 3 streams in a row I've had to say this over and over again. And a lot of you, the diehards that watch the streams all the time, are probably like, dude, shut the fuck up. We get it. But I actually need to say this. I like, believe it or not, I actually need to say this. Because I don't want too many people. I don't want... Like, it's the same thing with like Andrew Tate and Sneeko, right? They actually do have some good things to say. They're not horrible pieces of shit human beings, but the bad shit is what goes viral. And if that's the kind of shit, if that's the only kind of shit that's going live in the BusterLIVE, if that's the only kind of shit that's going, like, getting numbers on the BusterLIVE channel, and the mass assumption is that I'm a racist, no, we're gonna stomp that shit. We're gonna fucking stomp that shit around every corner, okay? I'm sorry if it gets annoying after a little while, but you bet your ass we're gonna stomp that shit.
They're everywhere. What I'm trying to boil this down to is that I don't like that I can upload something, it gets yellow flagged. That was totally fine, that was fair, I understood that. Then it gets greenlit by somebody at YouTube after I appealed it, and I'm like, oh, somebody manually reviewed it, great. That means that it's safe now. And then I upload it, and then it gets flagged again. So either people reported the video and then it brought up attention and then YouTube went in and manually reviewed it again, and someone with stricter protocols came in and said, actually, that's not necessary, which means 2 people in that department, if it was 2 separate people, didn't talk to each other, or it was the...
That seems to be what happens a lot. Either that, or it's not that they're not talking to each other, it's that because it got taken into consideration the first time and greenlit, it's now been brought to more attention to people on the policy team. This is a theory. This is just what I feel. This is what I think. I think that when it gets lit, yellow lit the first time, if we're going to be going with that terminology, it gets a little bit more attention brought to it by the policy team, and then more people get their eyes on it, and then like a more biased person is like, wait, you greenlit that video? That's not allowed. I feel like I really do feel like when a video gets greenlit after review like that, and then all of a sudden it comes back and then gets the appeal denied, which is what happened to me with the video on the stabbing. I got the appeal. The appeal was accepted the first time, and then it was denied the second time. So I think that is a case of a biased person coming along and being like, wait, I don't want that on YouTube, and they have the power to just do that. That's what I think it is.
Same person again, and they got flack for users flagging it, and then they were like, oh crap, I need to actually flag this again. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's a whole mess of like hierarchy and communication and everything going on in that chain of command that just doesn't make any sense. And it seems like that's the problem at YouTube in general, is that the policy team don't talk to the marketing team, don't talk to the reps. Like, there's so many different departments going on because it's a massive machine of a industry that they're doing. And I get
these are all things that I have said in my videos. The only thing that Jacksepticeye doesn't say in his videos that I've said in mine is Jacksepticeye isn't openly outspoken about the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with race. Other than that, Jacksepticeye says everything in his videos on this situation that I said in my streams and in my videos and in my shorts, but I'm a racist for it somehow. That's bullshit, dude.
Get that as well, but there needs to be more communication on their end, so then we get better communication. If at the source you're not talking to each other, how the hell are we supposed to know what the hell is going on? Another example of this, and Mark, I'm so sorry I keep bringing you into this, but something else happened with him recently that they had the Game On event that we were all part of. And I did like a Minecraft section. Mark did his own like analog horror thing that he wanted to put in. And it was like a live stream that people could vote on decisions. And it was like pre-recorded, but you could effectively like pick the options of where it was going to go. And we recorded like a whole bunch of different versions of it to make it a more interactive live stream. And it was fun. It could use some work. It wasn't perfect, but for what it was pretty fun. But they marketed it as having Mark in it. When I was in LA, I was talking to Mark about his idea and what he was doing, and he was working on it while I was there. And it sounded really cool. And then the thing came out, Mark tweeted that, oh, watch Game On because I'm in it. YouTube reacted to that and were like, yeah, everyone go watch the stream, and linked to it. And then his section came up. There was a minute-long section of him doing an intermission, and then the rest of it got removed. He had a whole thing planned that all got removed from the stream, and he didn't know about it until the stream was over. And then he was tweeting about it being like, wait, did they cut my section? And I mean, I don't know the exact specifics of why it was cut. A lot of people think it was cut because he did the age restricted challenge video that day, and then that night they cut the content. That's not true. They didn't cut it because of that. I've worked with YouTube for a long time. They do not work that fast. And I asked Mark about it, and he said that they cut it for time or something like that. I don't know. That's his thing to discuss. All I know is that it wasn't cut for the sake of him saying something against them. I mean, I criticized him in a video before that as well, and did an age restricted challenge video. They should have cut my section then as well. Like, I know I was in it with a whole bunch of other people, but that theory just doesn't make any sense, and all it did was rile people up and make them even angrier at YouTube for saying they were censoring him. And I feel like that kind of mentality is dragging us away from the main issues that Corey or I or Charlie or anybody else was bringing up during this. And I want to give actual genuine feedback.
Corey, Charlie, or I are actually
back and criticism, and
I'm not gonna say anything, chat. I'm not gonna say anything, chat.
Possible solution.
Let's actually catch up with you. Let's actually catch up with you, chat. You know, let's see what y'all are saying. Brando Buster 670. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Fuck you, Elmo. Fuck you. I fucking hate you. You only have one video on there and it's an old stream? Oh, okay. Yeah. I forgot. Maybe a couple of years ago when I did have access to that, I removed some of the other ones. I had a couple up there, though. Fuck. Fuck. Jab just left after I gave him that fucking rant, after I gave him that motivational speech. What? He doesn't want that bag, chat. Jab just doesn't want that bag. Don't be like Jab. Don't be like Jab. Get that bag. Alright.
Solutions to things instead of just getting mad and yelling at people and being like, no, YouTube suck. Because, I mean, they don't want their creators to fail, surprisingly, despite what people may think. They actually want the platform to succeed and for us to earn a living on it and for our videos to do well.
That's what I'm saying. So what sense would it make for a creator like CoryxKenshin that pulls in mad views and gets trending every single time he comes back? What sense would it make for YouTube to be like, I don't like your skin. It's a bit too dark for me, you know? I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of the tone of your skin. So I'm gonna suppress your content, and in doing so, as a very successful multi-billion-dollar company, I'm gonna make a shit ton less money. That is a fucking fantasy. That is a fantasy. You're living in a fantasy if that's your logic. I don't give a fuck what you say. You're delusional. That's going to be the intro.
It's just a big system that people aren't talking to each other. And that's why I'm bringing it up, because I feel like the people who replied to Mark on Twitter didn't know his section was cut, as well as Mark didn't. And I feel like the people who are marketing the entire event and using him in the articles and using him in like the video, the trailer that they put up and like using his face everywhere, I don't think they knew that he was cut either. He still had a very tiny section in it, but his main section was completely cut out of it. And I think that boils down to a lot of departments not talking to each other either, which just sucks, because what are we supposed to do if YouTube don't know what they're doing either? And that's why I'm trying to talk about it, to just kind of like shine a light on it, to be like, hey, you guys need to be better so we can do what we do and not be left up to a system that is so inconsistent, so unknowable, and so just out of our control that it just makes us not want to upload content or be very, very scared about the types of things that we can upload because everything is so vague. I don't have all the answers either. For some people, this will just sound like complaining, but I genuinely just want to see change happen on the platform where everybody is treated fairly, where some people like Mark and I's videos didn't get age restricted, but Ethan uploaded a video about his 10-year anniversary and that got age restricted.
You see how much he's dancing around the point of like, white people are getting age restricted too. It's not just a racist thing. And then he's not actually saying anything about the racism aspect of this. And then he is also again going on to say that, you know, Ethan, my white friend, my girlfriend that is also white, is dealing with these same issues. And then also going on to not mention the race aspect of this whatsoever. Like, he knows. He's saying it. He's saying everything I'm saying. Chat. But I'm racist.
I don't exactly know what content was in that, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it yet, but I'm assuming there's probably not a whole lot in it that should be age restricted. So it just feels like some people get treated differently than others, which of course shouldn't be a thing. We should all be treated fairly across the entire platform, because otherwise, what does it look like? I've done stuff with YouTube in the past. I'm a huge YouTuber. If I get treated more fairly than some other people, makes everybody look bad. It's just makes the system seem completely unfair, and I don't want that either. I feel like some solutions to this could be, originally when we had the copyright system and we would get claimed for a song or something within a clip or whatever, normally it used to just say, this video was claimed by blah, blah, blah. And that was it. It was just a blanket thing across the entire video. People complained a lot about it. People gave feedback to YouTube about it. Now, most times you get copyright claimed, it has to tell you the specific section that is claimed. And that's great because now as a YouTuber, I can go into the YouTube editor, which is on, like after the video is uploaded, there's an editor on YouTube that I can go into and trim out a section of the video. It takes a couple of hours to process. And then suddenly the copyright claim gets removed. That clip is gone. The video might be a little wonky because it's not in the original edit and it's not extensive editing tools. But now at least we have an ability to chop that section out. Our video is fine, goes out to everybody, perfectly monetizable again. And there are other sections of YouTube now with like, I thought I saw at one point that I got balanced ads on something. So I didn't get fully ad restricted. I got claimed for something and it got ad balanced or something. I can't remember the terminology for it.
I'll actually show you guys right now what that is. In my YouTube studio, if I go to content and I go to the next page and I scroll down to the next page, I guess, holy shit, and I go to this one, if I was to turn monetization on, oh, I have self-certification now. Well, this video in particular, I'm just going to go ahead and put none of the above. I bet you YouTube will put it as... I bet you YouTube will limit the ads. Watch, chat. There's a there's a copyright claim on it. So... yeah, and it's limited! It's limited! Chat, I promise you. I swear to God, back in the day, this was fucking, what is it? Flex monetization or shared monetization with... that's such bullshit. And then I turn the monetization on, it's limited. That'll be limited if I turned it on. All these videos with monetization off, if I turned them on, they would be limited. That's such fucking bullshit. My channel's just fucked. Like, I hate that so much. But guess what? But guess what? But guess what, chat? Hey, guess what? You know what I'm gonna say? Chat, guess what? Chat. Are you getting annoyed with this bit yet, chat? Guess what, chat? I'm a white boy! You just saw it here, man. You just saw it here. But then they'll just say, your channel's, it's not apple to oranges because he has 14 million subscribers and you're only a 1K channel. You piece of shit only has 1K subs. And it's like they're just passive aggressively like dissing the fact that I have 1K subs. You know, like the females out there that'll be like, well, yeah, I think that he has some bad takes and he makes fun of women for their appearance and he's bald as fuck and a short little bitch. Like that kind of shit, the hypocrisy of, and then go back to victimizing themselves and virtue signal for some women that they aren't. It's that kind of logic, you know what I mean? It's literally the virtue signal. The virtue signal logic for the win for you fucking retards on the internet, man. Ugh. Some of you are good ones. If you're in the BusterLIVE chat, you're a good one. If you're in the BusterLIVE chat, you're not one of the fucking... I hate to overuse this term because I'm really not trying to like ride Sneeko's dick out here or anything, but it's a good term, man. You fucking Twitter bots. You fucking bots. It's a good term. It is a really good term. Very descriptive. And it's why we've called like retards, people that are on Twitter and just being super left-leaning, super PC. It's why we've called them AI for years. It's why for fucking years now, since like 2012, 2010 even, we've been calling these people AI. They're not the main character. They're just fucking AI that operate on this fucking set path and don't work outside of that. Don't live their lives outside of that set path because they're fucking weirdos. All right, that was a rant. That was a rant.
Right, and it meant that I still got to earn a portion of the video while the other person got, or somebody else got to earn a.
But anyways, for the video, I was just doing that for stream because I had a video I posted like 4 months ago or so. One of my first videos that got me like known to the community I was in back then. And I had a song from Death Note in it, and because it wasn't like a copyrighted song from somebody like Justin Bieber or fucking Britney Spears or somebody like that that works under a massive record label, it wasn't fully demonetized. It wasn't fully like when you post something with copyrighted content in it, you don't make any money off of that at all. But because it was like the Death Note theme song, I got split monetization or shared monetization or whatever the actual term is. but it is real. Very rare. I've only ever dealt with that once, and I've used Death Note music and only Death Note music in other videos of mine, and those ones just got completely copyright claimed. Like, completely copyright claimed. My channel's just fucked now. I can't even get the partial monetization. It's a shit show, but it is real. Just very rare.
Portion, or it wasn't fully demonetized. That's also a step in the right direction, where everything isn't just carpet bombed right out the gate.
Yeah.
And I think for any content,
it's like, oh, you use this copyrighted piece of music in a transformative way, just like, you know, if you used a large YouTubers or a large Twitch streamers, like a clip from their video or stream, and regardless of them having copyright ownership over that content, they're not allowed to claim you because you used it in a transformative manner. Therefore, it makes it legal for you to use their copyrighted content. And except, like, instead, in the case of music, YouTube just treats it like it's like you can't use it in a transformative manner whatsoever. And these copyright claims don't just go for music; they go for movie clips as well. So I used a 1 minute clip from The Wolf of Wall Street in one of my videos before, in a rather educational manner, I would say, which in an educational and commentative manner, which does fall legally in North America within fair use. Sorry, having a stroke here, like I usually do, stroking live. No, that's not what I meant, chat. That's not what I meant. Hold up. Having a stroke live. No. Hold up. Not stroking live. You didn't hear that. I didn't say that. But it goes for movie clips too, and you can't dispute that shit. You can't. And even if you do, or even, you can dispute it, but even if you did, you're immediately gonna get you're immediately gonna get full copyright claimed on it, and the review is gonna get denied. You know what I mean? So it is kind of bullshit that just right out the gate, you get carpet bombed like that. How the fuck did chat react to that gay shit that I just said? I bet if a big channel like Augie had the same take as you and said this, no one would call him racist because of his subscriber count. Well, exactly, right? I'm just a stupid fucking white boy that has 1K subs. Yeah, exactly. I'm just a stupid white boy that has 1K subs. I'm speaking objectively in this situation, and I'm providing all the facts to back up what I'm saying, but I'm just a stupid racist white boy with 1K subs. That's all it is. That's all it is, you know? I'm just a fucking KKK member. You know, BusterLIVE is just a KKK member, apparently. Everything I'm saying in this stream could get clipped so poorly. Chat, give me 1 second. I'm going to put this on Be Right Back, but I'll be 30 seconds. I'm literally just going to run upstairs and get a fucking drink. Alright, chat. Let's continue on with this video.
Content that's age restricted or ad restricted, we also need those systems in place where we should be allowed to know exactly what is getting restricted. If I get ad restricted for something, it should tell me the section that's getting restricted.
It doesn't. He is right. The only thing you get is what guideline you actually broke and why they're taking the video down or why they're restricting it. That's all you get.
For the mortuary assistant, it was obvious because it said it was for self-harm. There was an obvious section in that game that showed that, so I didn't have to guess. I can edit that out if I want. I don't know if the ad restriction or age restriction goes away. I don't know how that works.
That's true, actually, because with the copyright claim, you can just edit the section out and the copyright claim goes away. YouTube literally gives you an option. They're like, yo, we realize that you put this in your video. We understand that you may have done that intentionally. A lot of people do. You can keep it like ineligible for ads, ineligible for monetization. That's fine. It's cool. Some people just want to be creative. They don't care about making money. Or what you can do is you can go ahead and click this special little button right here specifically so that you can trim that section out and we'll fully monetize your video. But they don't have the same thing with age restrictions. They just look at the whole video and they're like, well, you know, and it's the same thing that happened with like the Mama Max video back in the day. And in this context, I'd say he did have a right to be mad about that. Everybody was like, oh, well, you know, you did show like a black dude's ass. Of course, you're gonna get age restricted for showing a fucking nude ass on stream or in your video. And it's like, well, understandable, but if there was a system like this in place, Mama Max would have been able to just edit that fucking millisecond segment out and keep the video with a very good message up. So Jacksepticeye's absolutely right here.
Which again is a problem. But also, I feel like if we get age restricted or ad restricted or something gets flagged in that video, it should be told to us what it is, like the copyright system. So we can know what to trim out, what to fix. We can start getting better about knowing exactly what YouTube don't like. And I feel like also if users are going to flag videos, they should also have to say, especially for the more serious ones, like if there's hate speech or if there's self-harm or suicidal themes in it, I feel like for sections like that, like the mortuary assistant, I feel like the users should also have to say a timestamp for where that stuff is. Now, maybe there's reasons for not doing that I don't know, because I don't run the company and I don't know I don't know how any of this stuff could sort of backfire potentially. But I feel like that's a step in the right direction as well. Just clarity and communication across all systems are what we need and what YouTube need. And then everybody just kind of knows where we stand and we can move on and do content a bit more accurately and a bit more fairly. But right now we're in this sort of nebulous space where we don't know. Some people on YouTube obviously know the systems better than I would because I don't get into the weeds of it. But it's just really confusing. There's too much in it that just I don't get. And I feel like that stuff needs to change. And again, I want to make these videos to kind of pioneer some change and actually give feedback and some potential solutions to things. And that's what I hope everybody wants to do, instead of just yelling at the problem and telling YouTube they suck and bring back the dislikes and that kind of thing, because that's not helping anything. That's not that's not how change gets made. Anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to say right now. Not a whole lot, but I just, for what was going on in the last week since my last video, a lot has changed, and my YouTube rep also clarified a bunch of stuff about like swearing and like videos doing badly and all that stuff, and that cleared up a lot for me. That swearing wasn't as big a deal as I thought it was. It was originally, but now the system's gotten a lot better at detecting swears versus hate speech versus words that are very much not allowed. And there's like a certain amount of swears. Like if you're swearing back to back to back to back, obviously you're going to get flagged for stuff. But just hearing that stuff and kind of having someone that I can talk to at YouTube is very nice. And I know not everybody who does YouTube has that opportunity. So that's another reason to do these videos, is to kind of just give my experience about what's going on, because I have the privilege of being able to actually talk to them about it. So again, would just love to know thoughts in the comments if there's anything else that you would like to see feedback on or that YouTube need to know. I gave them a lot of feedback when I met him and talked over a bunch of the different systems and a bunch of different things that were going on in the platform and what people are kind of like complaining about and what people on my end don't like and what people on your end as the viewers don't like either. And I think a lot of that feedback will go back and hit their ears. Whether that gets implemented, I have no idea. That's up to them. And all I can do is what I've done. But that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you whenever.
All right. Jacksepticeye, very a pioneer of a creator, you know, a familiar word we just heard. Jacksepticeye is an absolute legend. He's been on the platform for a very long time, so he has a lot of experience and a lot of first-hand experience at that, dealing with this bullshit system that YouTube has built. Again, something that probably people at YouTube don't even know how it works 100%. And there's good reason for that. I mean, if you worked at YouTube for 5 years and you're just like a super right-leaning like rape apologist or something like that, you could learn the YouTube algorithm and then go fucking build a 5 million subscriber channel where you're like, always blame the victim. Just a random example. I don't know how I fucking came up with that on the spot, but there's a reason that people at YouTube probably don't even know how the shit works themselves. So there's a reason that Jacksepticeye has a video right now that's #1 on trending. There's a reason that Jacksepticeye has also made 2 videos on this situation relating to the CoryxKenshin situation and didn't bring up race as an issue once. And it's because he, as somebody that's been on the platform for, like 15 years now, it's going on 15 years, somebody who's been on the platform for almost 15 years now, is white and knows a lot of white people that have also been on the platform for just as long, or maybe a little bit less time, but they're all dealing with the same thing. Everybody's dealing with the same thing. I'm sure he knows a lot of black people that deal with the same thing. I'm sure he knows a lot of Asian people that deal with the same thing. It's just not a race thing. And because Jacksepticeye didn't bring it up once in his videos, I'm pretty sure he thinks the same thing. Now, I'm not going to speak for him, of course. It's just funny to me that he didn't bring it up a single time. I'm getting called a racist, though, for my take on the situation and saying that it is just inconsistency in YouTube as a platform, because I'm more outspoken on the fact that it's not a race thing. You know what I mean? Isn't that a little fucked up? Isn't that a little fucked up? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Seems a little fucky to me, chat. Anyways, that's the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you're new, sub. If you're fucking, I'm gonna have a stroke.